And note her middle name. I had no idea that her middle name is Devi, which is devilishly close to being devil. Yeah, watch Candace Owens. I know. We've talked about that. We've talked about that at length. Candace has uncovered much of her family history. She's doing really good work. Yeah, Kamala Devi Devil Harris. And that got me thinking, okay, if her middle name is almost devil, what does Devi even mean? Because I had no idea. Well, according to the old Goog, says Devi is a Sanskrit word that means goddess, and is also a term used in Hinduism to refer to the supreme feminine divine power. Devi, Kamala, Hindu, goddess, Sanskrit. The supreme feminine divine power. That's what Devi means. That's her middle name. Literally. Okay. Revelation 17 says the woman on the beast. Then one of the 7 angels with the 7 bowls came and said to me, "Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits on many waters. The kings of the earth were immoral with her, and those who dwell on the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her immorality. And the angel carried me away in the spirit into a wilderness, where I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls. She held in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and the impurities of her sexual immorality, and on her forehead a mysterious name was written: Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and the abominations of the earth. Yep. And Kamala's middle name is Devi, which means Sanskrit, which is Sanskrit for goddess. Supreme feminine divine power. Folks, I think this, at least just looking at this, these couple little things that we looked at just now, sort of tells me that she is going to be the president, no matter what happens. Seriously bad news. That doesn't mean I wouldn't not vote. It doesn't mean I wouldn't, try to do the right thing. I've not really been a Trump supporter. I like a lot of what he's doing and a lot of what he says, but he does have a lot of problems. He's super pro-Israel, obviously. And by that, I don't mean the Israel of the Bible. I'm talking about the Israel that is now a created nation state, literally a straw man. It's something that portends to be what's talked about in the Bible, but it's not. Well, he's all for it and wants to do anything and everything to help that Israel, the fake Israel. And on top of that, he's the one that really pushed the original version of Smash Diva. So yes, there are some very dramatic and terrible problems with Donald Trump. However, I do think that his heart is in the right place. I do think that he really does want to make the country better. He's got RFK Jr. on his side now, which I think is huge. And looking at the Make America Healthy Again thing, I think is great. But the most important thing to me is, and the reason that I support Trump at this point in the whole process, is because he almost lost his life multiple times and God has spared it. I don't think it was faked. If you watch the Rogan podcast, I think it was at about an hour and I want to say 32 minutes. Don't quote me on that. It's well into the podcast. Joe asks him about his ear and he shows it in high definition. You can see it. It wasn't faked. There are scars on his ear. You can see it. Which is really great that he asked him that. I was afraid he was just going to kind of gloss over it and not ask him, but he did. And, it's what you would do if you were having a conversation with somebody and they were talking about, I was just in a car accident and what happened, and, and you show somebody your scars. Well, it was a very similar sort of discussion. He shows him his ear. It's real. It wasn't just a package of ketchup that he squirted all over himself or whatever crazy nonsense people have claimed. God literally spared his life. I'm going to try and honor God by doing what's right, even though to me, I think there's literally no hope. There's no chance, other than only with God could he be put in power. And even if he is put in power, he's not running to be Jesus. He's running to try and fix the country. So that is what I'm saying.